Hi everybody, this is Gijs again with another review and I hope you are doing well. This time it's a review about a backpack. It's about the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 liters. So if you are looking for a new backpack for your hut-to-hut hikes or maybe your city trip that is also very sustainable, then you should definitely watch this video. Enjoy! Welcome to the review on the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 liter backpack. And now let me remove my hat, because otherwise you will be looking at a very shady pair of eyes. And I don't think that's very polite to you. So get that one out of the way. First, let me take off my backpack and remove a few branches, because this one spiky bit, that was not planned to be there. Now, and let me get a little sip of water. Yes, it's got bottle holders that fits large Nalgene bottles. Ah, nice. It was quite a hike up here with all my equipment, to be totally honest. The car is not nearby. Now, before I crack on with the review, first, to those of you who just tuned into my channel for the very first time, my name is Gijs. I am a Dutch outdoor gear and sometimes bike reviewer, and I also do technical gadgets that I basically use to shoot my review videos on outdoor gear. I do this totally independent, so that means that manufacturers are not paying me for my reviews, and they never will. If you like what I do at the end of this video, of course, then please hit the subscribe button, because with more subscribers I can make more videos, and this is what I love doing. But I need to say, it's not always this kind of weather. Now, for those of you who are tuned in again, thank you so much for being here again. I really love your comments. So if you've got anything to say about this review or other topics, please use the comment section below. Now, the place where I am at the moment, and I'll put in some really nice beauty shots as well. I'm in Belgium, and this is the Belgium Ardennes. And on that part, there is a really nice nature reserve where I'm not allowed to shoot any videos. That part is like, well, basically farmers' fields and that kind of stuff. But I really love this area in the first place because there are not too many people. Once in a while I do hear an aeroplane, but hey, aeroplanes are everywhere nowadays. And there is so much wildlife around here. Birds, deer, wild boar. There is a lot to be seen here. So if you ever travel to Belgium, or if you are in Belgium, you know this already, visit the Ardennes, especially the Haute-Vagnes, if that's how you pronounce it. And otherwise, please correct me again in the comment section with a phonetical thingy how I should say this. Now, let's start with the review on the Vaude backpack. Like I said already, it is a asymmetric 42+8. So that means that it is 42 liters as the main compartment, and that main compartment, and I will show you this later, can be extended like this with an extra 8 liters. Now, what you should know about the backpack is that I weighed this one before I started hiking this morning, and it weighs exactly 11 kilograms and 330 grams. The backpack itself, I put it on my precise scale at home, and that's a calibrated one, and I measured a weight of 1692 grams. Vaude claims on their website 1640 grams. So it's a little bit more heavy, but I've been using it, so there might be some dirt in there. Now, what you also should know is that this is the 2022 model. Don't be fooled if you go online, because there is also a previous model, This is the sustainable one. The previous model is way less sustainable, and it also weighs less. It's about 1470 grams or something. So if you want to have a lighter backpack but a less sustainable one, maybe you should look for that one. But this is the 22 model, which is very sustainable, but more on this later. Now, Vaude rates this backpack for 7 to 12 kilograms. I've been using it in Switzerland on a snowshoe touring thingy with about 15 kilograms in total weight, which was a little bit on the high side basically for this backpack, because 12 kilograms is the max that you should put in it. Like I said, this is the 22 model. What you also should know is that this is the unisex model. This one fits men and ladies, but there is also a ladies specific model, which is the Asymmetric 38+8 liters. So that one is a little bit smaller, but that is for also smaller men, maybe a good idea. But I'm small, 1 meter and 69 centimeters. My wife is a little bit smaller than I am, and we both use this backpack. We tested it and we are both pretty happy with it. So the unisex model, to us, it's absolutely fine. Now, Vaude is a very sustainable company. At least it's known as sustainable, and it also says that it is sustainable. Now, this backpack for 22 has been developed with new materials. And the good news is that this backpack is made 100% out of recycled PET polyester. Now, because it's made out of recycled materials, the Vaude backpack has got a lot of logos, and I'll put all the names in the screen. But of course it's got Vaude's own green shape logo, but also the Fairtrade logo. And next to that, in the production, they use about 50% less energy. At least that's what they say, and why shouldn't we believe them if you want to be a green company? But it's also that it is a climate neutral backpack. So that means that probably a lot of energy is being compensated elsewhere. Now let's dive into the backpack itself. The first thing that's always very interesting, and then I can leave all the things on, is the backpack system, the carrying system. And this is called the Tergolight system. And what you will see is that here is a nice orange loop, and here is a buckle. Now, by releasing this buckle, pressing it basically downwards, I can pull the back panel up to its maximum position, or if I pull the orange thingy on top, it will, if everything goes well, it will slide down by a little bit of work. And then you get basically the minimum back length. Now, if you want to know how to measure the minimum back length, I made a video on that. I'll put it in the description below, and of course also in the upright corner, left corner for me. But the system, the adjustment system, it works very, very easy. It's only necessary because it's only one backpack. The asymmetric is one backpack fits all bags basically, which is of course not really possible. But if this one suits you, because your back length is between, and I measured this, between the 44 and the 56 centimeters, then this backpack will fit you, and then you can adjust it, basically fine tune it to your own specifications. And also, if you have some kids maybe that are growing, you go on to a hut-to-hut hike for a week long, and kids grow up, then you can also adjust the back length, and in this way it is also quite sustainable. So this is an easy system. What I also measured, of course, is the hip belt itself, the circumference, basically how well does it tie together when you put the buckle closed. The smallest circumference that I measured was 80 centimeters, and at its widest it is a whopping 142 centimeters. So that will probably fit everybody. Regarding the carrying system, you will see that the shoulder straps, they are nicely curved, and they're more curved than I see on a lot of other male backpacks, but this is an unisex model, so the curve, that's probably why it works so well for me and also for my wife. And in this case, I'm a bit smaller. I'm also in this respect a little bit smaller, but I like the shoulder straps, the curviness of it. The back panel itself and the shoulder straps, and also, and I'll open it again, the inside of the waist belt, it's got a really nice padding. It's not firm, it's not soft, it's a really nice mix in between. What I did notice, because the shoulder straps, the padding in here is a little bit more firm than on the back and on the hip belt itself, is that when you put more weight in it, and that's probably why Vaude says about 12 kilograms is a maximum, I've noticed that this gets a little bit firm, to be honest. A little bit on the, you feel it when the backpack is that heavy. What I also do like is that the back panel, there is a mesh, 3D mesh covering the whole back, the hip belt, and also the inside of the shoulder straps. And I've noticed that, well, yes, it cools quite well. What I also did notice is that the backpack itself, because there are some ventilation slits in here, when the wind is blowing from the side, you get some ventilation. But on a day like this, when the sun is out, you will get a little bit of a sweaty back when you're doing a lot of exercise, basically. Now, on the shoulder straps, what I do like is that on the left one, the right for you, there is this loop. That's where you can put sunglasses in there. And on this side, you see there is another loop that I use for my hose. Of course, there is a chest strap which connects like this, and there is the emergency whistle in there. Now, it's on a slider system. It goes up and it goes down. And in this case, this one works really well, because some slider system, they ride down or up when you don't want it, and sometimes they even come off. Well, I did not have any failure on this one. The adjusting of the shoulder straps just by pulling the strap or by loosening the buckle a little bit on the go, it's very, very easy. Likewise, adjusting basically the hip belt with the buckles and pulling these straps. One thing that is very important on a backpack with a adjustable back panel is that on a lot of backpacks, manufacturers make the mistake that the load lifters that you will see over here, they are connected to the top of the shoulder strap and to the top of the backpack. What they do is they make that the balance of the backpack stays very well when you move around. But it also means that you can shift the weight a little bit from a little bit closer to your back or a little bit further away from your back. Now, on back panels that are adjustable, when I adjust, of course, the back length, then this goes up. And if you can't adjust the fixation points on the top point of the backpack itself, then you don't get the ideal angle of basically 45 degrees of the load lifters. Now, in this case, what I can do, I can remove it and I can attach it higher or lower if I want to. Now, I put it in the middle because this is what I found out as my sort of sweet spot, but that really works well. Now, one thing that you also should bear in mind is that there is a farmer going around somewhere with a tractor. Or maybe it's a forest worker, that could be as well. Now, there is this very big loop, this sturdy one. And this is meant to pick up the backpack. Don't pull the shoulder straps, because if you always use one shoulder strap to lift basically the backpack from the ground onto your shoulders, you get a lot of tension and you will wear out basically the attachment points, or you will adjust basically how the shoulder strap fits on your back. So always use this very good loop. Now let's move a little bit to the outside things before I head on inside the backpack. You saw already, and let me get another zip, because I'm keeping my jacket on because of the microphone. But basically it is t-shirt leather. When you look at the backpack, you already saw me, it's got two nice big mesh pockets for water bottles or maybe for a wet rain jacket. And now I'll take the other one, because here, and this one is special, because what you will see is it has an opening on the top, but it also has, and now I have to fiddle around a bit, it also has an opening on the side, and this one is empty already. This is what we call a pistol position, because that's how you holster your pistol when you are a cowboy. Now this loop, I'm not really sure if it's used for, or it's intended for how I use it, because I use it in this case, and with the Swiss bottles it works as well. You can just pull this around the neck of the bottle, and now the bottle will not fall out, which is absolutely clever. Now, one little design flaw that I found, because I like to use these pockets not only for my bottles but also for other stuff. And when you put something in here, what happens is that if you put it in here, this opens and it can fall out, and in that way I lost one glove, but I discovered this early enough, so I retrieved it. But it would be absolutely clever if they made some sort of a little hook or a toggle here so that you could tie this down so that nothing will fall out. What you will see here as well is that the shoulder, the hip belt also is adjustable, so you can tie it further away from your back or more tight towards your hips basically. Then there is one pocket which is good for a power bar, my knife in this case, and there's some other stuff, sweeties. But it's only one pocket. I've noticed that in use when you're hiking, it's absolutely well to open. Some of these pockets, they really struggle when you open them on the go. This one works absolutely flawless, also because it's got a very nice toggle. Now let's continue with the other side. On the side you will see also that it has got one compression strap. Now on the side you will see that it has got one compression strap here, and it's got one here. Also on this side there is the attachment point for your trekking poles, or maybe for something that you use like an ice axe or a shovel or whatever. It's quite an easy system. It works like this, and I always twist the bottom part a couple of times around my trekking poles so they don't fall out. You can put them in like this. That will work as well, and just tie the toggle like so. But now let's take it off, because I need to show you more. Next to my hat, you know the story of this hat? It's and again, I'm not sure how I pronounce this correctly. Harjebreek. Harjebreek. It is a very nice brewery in the... And when traveling, well, somewhere in the middle of Sweden, we came across a new brewery to me. It's called the Harjebreek Brewery. And except that they have got a very nice cool car outside, look at the brewery on the inside, and especially the music. Yes, they're not brewing at the moment, so that's a pity, but still. They got a nice way on explaining how the system works, and they got some really great merchandise, so I will be buying some later. But in the meantime, my wife, my dearest, has been ordering some beer for me, and we're allowed to have a lunch here. So,
cheers!
Cheers, or skål!
Skål.
And this is a IPA, which is really, really hoppy. Nice! Now, on the back side, you will see that there is a zipper, and this is where I store my map in this case. But there is mesh, and this is a little bit stretchy, so you can put some more stuff in it, like some wet stuff. But to be honest, what I found out is that I like backpacks with a very large mesh pocket that you can store from above. That is very stretchy. I prefer that one above this sort of semi-half covered fabric with half stretch, because it's just not big enough for a wet rain jacket, maybe some socks, but not much more than that. And I really would like to see a big mesh panel. Now, this is what I wanted to tell you from the outside of the backpack, all the small details. Now let's move over to the main compartments. But before I can do that, of course, I need to turn to the top lid. Oh, one thing that I did forgot, the back panel, it's got daisy chains, and in this case, like so, I attached my Kupilka mug to it. Really nice, sustainable thing as well. Daisy chains, they're very easy because you can put loops around it. I used that one during the snowshoeing with a couple of compression straps. I was able to put the snowshoes on the back. It fits absolutely perfect. So these daisy chains, they are absolutely super. Now back to the top lid. What you will see here as well is it's got a couple of loops so you can tie something on top of here as well if you want to have more in it. Now then face it towards you again. The top lid itself, it has got a nice U-zipper on the top, and this is where my main stuff is. Spoon for my dinner. And also on the inside, there's my passport because I forgot to close the zipper. There is a second pocket with a mesh and a zipper, like so. So you can see what's inside that pocket, and you can close it, so that's a little bit more secure. It's also got a keychain holder, but to be frank, this one is a little bit on the flubbly side, but it is there. This is all. There's not another pocket except for these two, because on the inside, and that's the thing that I really miss, there is not a pocket that you only can get into from the inside when you open basically the complete top lid. And now I will show you this, because on the back, of course, there are two buckles. The top lid, by the way, it's floating, so it's got these straps. So you can raise it, which is of course necessary if you put the extra 8 liters in there. I measured this, by the way. I do this with a bag in there, a waterproof bag, and I fill it with water, and then I weight the kilograms. 1 liter of water is 1 kilogram, and I came approximately about 50 liters on my personal weight scale, which is not very precise, but at least it's a measurement. So the total volume, it is correct, the 42+8. But this is the floating top lid, so you can put it really high. You can put it even higher basically than the extension is, so you can put more stuff underneath it. But now to flip it, what you will see is that on the inside there is this extra thingy that you can attach to the loop over here, the compression strap. And then on the inside there is the alpine emergency signals, which is in times of stress very convenient. But I really would like to see a zipper here with a other secure pocket in it, because this is, when you're hiking in a city, this one is really hard to reach into if you are a thief, while the other ones on the outside, I'm not too sure about it. Now let me face it towards you again, because that's a little bit better to make it visible. As you can see, there is a nice compression strap on the top. There is my rain jacket, which is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. And then I will show you that there is one cord, and here is the second cord. And basically these are the two layers. Opening them is very easy because it's just a matter of pulling one, and where's the other one? I need to find that one and pull it like so as well. Now what you see is that this, the white part, this is basically that extra liter that I hardly ever used. So when you want to put everything nice and neat, what you can do is just fold this one in and do only this one from one side, and then stuff on top if you need to, and use the compression strap again to go like this. Now, it's a system, I like it. It's very usable. Also, if you've got gloves or cold hands, this, because of the large pulling tabs, absolutely super. And now, the difficult part, because now I need to get stuff out of here, and I'll do this in two ways. First, let me get some out of the top, which is of course my jet boil to cook coffee, to make coffee, or to cook my dinner. And of course there is a bag of some toiletry stuff, a little puff, which I absolutely don't need. Now, what you see in here as well now is that there is this red piece of Velcro. And this red piece of Velcro is there to attach the hydration bladder to. And in this case, it's not very polite to Vaude, but this is an Osprey bladder, to be honest, of 2.5 liters. That works fine. You can put even a little bit bigger one in there. It has a separate pocket on the inside, so that's where it slides into. It hangs onto this, and it's got the opening, like you probably saw already, on the right shoulder side. I always like it when they do it or in the middle or they make two, because if you are right or left-handed, it sometimes works in a different way if you want to use the hydration hose. But that's a very small detail. Now, I always like to put everything in my backpack just from top to bottom and store it. And then you will see that here is my sleeping bag. But this is a well, sort of a clever model, because it's not only got an opening on the top, but it's also got what we call a suitcase opening. And this suitcase opening is very, very handy if you travel, for example, to hotels, bed and breakfasts, or even if you just want to do this in your tent, because you lay it on the back panel and then loosen one strap, the other buckle, and then you will see that this is basically one big lid. And this is how a suitcase opening works. Now, what you should be aware of is that a suitcase opening, because it has a zipper, is of course a vulnerable part of a backpack. When you break it, you're screwed, basically. Excuse my language. But the good thing is that because these compression straps are there, a lot of the pressure is being taken off the zipper itself when you really use the backpack. So that's a good thing. Now in here, clothing in a waterproof bag, of course, and well, I'm not going to take out my sleeping bag, but and there's my food thingy. Let me take that one out, because now I can show you, probably from this side as well. No, I don't think this will work. But there you will see this is the thingy where you put the hydration bladder in. Now, this is the main compartment, and let me put some stuff back in there again, because it looks very, very shapeless. And what you see, this is what I meant with when I said about the material wise. This is the liner material, the 150 denier liner. And I'm not sure if I explained this, but the 600 denier from, for example, the bottom and the main material, 600 denier is a thicker yarn, so stronger in this case than the 150 yarn from the liner. And again, also here, the zippers, they're from YKK. They are very usable because of the enormous pulling tabs on there. Now, let me close it. And I think I am pretty done with explaining the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 liter backpack. And get my, wrong way around, food on top this time. No, it doesn't matter. Let me close it, because there's one thing that I did not show you, which is a bit of a pity now, but it is quite neat to know. Because if we turn the backpack in your direction again, and let me take some stuff out again, is that on the inside, where is it? If I loosen the hydration bladder strap, what I can do is I can fold this piece backwards. And then you will see that there is this metal wiry frame in there. It's an aluminium tube. It is shaped in the form to give a support to the Tergolight back system, the carrying system. And what I like about this is that if you step on your backpack, for example, by accident, then you can always rebend this a little bit. Be careful with this, but you can get it into its original shape. Also, if you want to have a little bit more curviness in the back panel itself, you can change this. But I think this is actually done because of recycling waste. Because of the backpack, it's made out of 100% recycled polyester material. If it's at the end of life, it's also needed to be recycled again. And because of all those Velcro thingies, the straps, I can remove the aluminium part from the rest of the backpack. And I think that's sustainability-wise, it's very clever thinking. Now, let me get this one back again with a little bit of force. Get the hydration bladder in place, and we'll fast forward this a little bit. So, I think this looks nice and tidy again. Now, a few last remarks on the pack itself. I always like reflection on backpacks because when you're walking in the nighttime past a busy road, it's important. It's got reflection on the back. Then, a lot of manufacturers never state this, but the fabric of a backpack is treated with a DWR coating, durable water repellent coating. This DWR coating has a purpose because when a raindrop falls onto it, it will slide down immediately. It will not get into the fabric, meaning that your garments or your backpack stays dry longer and also stays lighter. The DWR coating on the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 is a DWR coating without PFCs, which is absolutely good because PFCs are polluting nature and very harmful to us all, so we should get rid of them. The thing is only that there is a big difference most of the times between the really hardcore DWRs made from a carbon fluor chain, which is very, very strong if it's a CA chain, for example. And most sustainable DWR coatings are not that durable, so you need to re-impregnate it sometimes and do this with a spray because that is easy. Now, last but not least, waterproofness. You saw me carrying my stuff in waterproof bags, and that is because of the fact that Vaude does not supply a rain cover with the backpack. You need to buy that one extra if you are traveling to, for example, very rainy areas. Now, that said, it's time to head on to my verdict. How do I rate the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 liters? Well, in the first place, I like the volume in total. It's 50 liters, which is way enough to do a very nice week hut-to-hut hikes, go on a city trip for a longer weekend, or just do a short, small trekking. For example, here in the Ardennes. Then you don't need that much gear basically, and then the 50 liters is way enough. The Tergolight carrying system, me and my wife, we absolutely liked it. It is easy to adjust. The small difference between the back length of my wife and me, it is easy, and also when you're on the go, everything is easy adjustable. And sometimes you also need to adjust things because that's a little bit of a downside of this backpack. We've noticed that straps or the buckles sometimes, they've got the tendency when you're bouncing a lot, that they've got the tendency to loosen themselves a little bit. Not much, but just to give it a pull and be tied together. What I absolutely do think is absolutely top-notch design-wise is the fact that the load lifters can be adjusted also in the height of the back of the backpack. Now, next to that, it is a very sustainable choice since it is made from very sustainable recycled PET material. Now, the price. The Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 Unisex model retails for 168 euros. If you want to add the rain cover, then you need to buy that one for 21 euros. And that makes this backpack a little bit more price intensive basically, or a little bit more expensive than most backpacks that have almost the same features. But most of them, they are not that sustainable. And we all know sustainability comes at a price. And therefore I rate the Vaude Asymmetric 42+8 at 8.9 points out of 10 total. Now, I really hope you liked this review, and if you did, then please give it a like. And also, if you've got any comments, suggestions or questions, please use the comment section because I'm more than happy to answer everything that you can throw at me. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, then please give it a like and leave a comment below. Also, if you've got any questions, suggestions, remarks, use the comment section because that's what it's for, and I'm more than happy to answer everything that you can throw at me. Now, if you really like this video and you did not subscribe yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, because with more subscribers I can make more videos. And thank you so much in advance if you do. Now, if you're not totally convinced after seeing this review, then please have a look at my outdoor gear favorite playlist up in the corner again and also in the description, and have a look at more videos and think about subscribing after you've seen that playlist. Now, what is also important is that if you look in the description, you will find the link to the video, the tutorial video that I did on how to measure your back length and how to fit a backpack correctly. And there's also another video that is a tutorial on how to pack a backpack. And I think that's one of the best videos I've ever done. So if you're not done with watching yet, please continue with watching on those videos and have a lot of fun and learn something in the meantime. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the outdoors and stay safe. Ciao, ciao! And now it would be very romantic if I could just say, now I'm going to take my backpack, take my bottle, put on my cap and hike to the next destination. But that's not going to happen, because what happens after I shot a video? Of course, I need to go home and do a lot of editing. But not before I made a lot of detail shots and walked, I think about 5 or 6 times to the car with all my camera kit. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.